special news report live from the bin enclosure at LPS. At the end of grade 5, my friends and I started a project on sustainability and rubbish in the school with Miss Howes. This year at Lyndhurst, we are going to try and reduce the amount of litter we all make. Did you know that each student in the school makes 3 kilograms of rubbish a year? That's this many black bags. Did you also know that every 60 minutes, Australians dump 429,000 plastic bags into landfill? A lot of rubbish in these bags are made of plastic. Did you know that one plastic drink bottle takes up to 450 years to break down? We have come up with a few ways that you can help our school reduce this amount of rubbish we all make. Over to you, Naz, back in the studio.
Thanks, Anisha. Yes, I'm here. Hi, I'm Naz. One of the ways you can help us reduce the amount of rubbish we put in the school bins is by bringing Nude Food. As you can see in the picture opposite, a Nude Food lunchbox has no wrappers and the food you bring is stored in containers. This is not a Nude Food lunchbox. As you can see, it's filled with food and plastic wrappers which can't be used again, but don't worry, if you do bring the occasional wrapper into school, all we ask is you put the wrappers back into your lunchbox and take them home. Now across live to Hannah. Are you there?
Thanks, Naz. Yep, I'm here in the yard by the canteen and eating area. You can come here to finish your lunch if you didn't get to finish it in the classroom, but remember not to bring out any wrappers.
This is the eating area, and if you buy any food in the canteen, you need to eat it here. Please do not walk around with food as the wrappers end up all over the school. There are plenty of bins around the canteen area where you can put the wrappers, so there's no excuse. Talking about bins. Tanya?
Thanks, Hannah. Hi, everyone. I'm Tanya, and I'm outside room 17 and 16. And I am going to be explaining the bins around the school. We have 3 main types of bins. The first bin is the general waste bin, like this. One here. It's usually black or green in color and has a black bag in it. This bin is for general waste. It can't be recycled. For example, laminated sheets, hand paper towels, and tissues can go into this bin. But paper, no, that's for the recycling. The next bin is the paper bin. It's usually green in color and will clearly say paper only. This is for any paper or card and cardboard, but nothing laminated. The last bin is the recycling bin. This bin is blue in color. This bin is for cans, hard plastic containers, glass bottles, and jars. Please make sure you put the right things in the right bin. We'll be checking. Miss House, are you there?
Thanks, Tanya, for that wonderful news report. I'm going to talk to you about Litter Legends. Litter Legends are the grade responsible for keeping the school free of litter each week. The grade will be announced each week at assembly by the sustainability captains. Litter will be picked up for 10 minutes at recess and 10 minutes at lunchtime each day of the week. The students will be provided with buckets and tongs, and I will come to the class at the beginning of recess and lunch to pick the rubbish up with them. The amount of litter collected over the week will be weighed and logged, and a trophy and a certificate will be given to the previous week's Litter Legends at assembly. Each class will get a turn at picking up litter, so every grade will be doing their bit for the environment. Now back to you girls for some live news reports with some very special interviewees.
I'm here live with Trevor, the facility manager, and I'm here to ask him a few questions. What do you think about the litter in the yard?
Well, I think it's a bit disappointing that we've got litter in our yard, and I don't think we need to have any. We've got plenty of rubbish bins, and we've got lots of students who know about sustainability, but we still have rubbish.
What do you think the kids could help or students could help to clean the rubbish out in the yard?
Well, for a start, they shouldn't have to clean the rubbish if we didn't drop it in the first place. I think some of the kids forget or think that sometimes the little bits of rubbish don't count, like the spoons, or you chew the end off the off the straw container and just drop that and things like that. So sometimes I think it's only little and it doesn't count, but it all adds up and it counts a lot. So I think everyone should be just a little bit more conscious and try and put rubbish in the bin.
Do you have any other comments, Trevor?
Yes, I think that I know, as I said, it's disappointing that there's so much rubbish, and I know that just about all the older students could write a composition on how to save the environment, how not to rubbish, and how to look after the dolphins, but then they'll go outside and drop their lunch wrappers on the ground. And also, I know that not all people, or not all the students are responsible for the rubbish, but I think that all the students are responsible to keep the place clean. And I think if we all did that, everything could be better.
Thank you, Trevor. Have a nice day.
Thank you, I will.
Hello, everybody. I am live with Mr. Lacey, the principal of LPS. So, what do you think about the rubbish in the yards?
And it's just really disappointing when I see rubbish in the yard. We have such a beautiful school grounds. Trevor does such a wonderful job keeping our gardens up to scratch, and we've got beautiful buildings, and our teachers do such a great job in decorating their classrooms. That rubbish, I think, is just a real spoiler in the middle of the playground. Plus, it's not a great look, but it's just not good for the environment, is it?
Yes, I agree. So, what do you think we could do to prevent the rubbish?
Okay, well, I guess there are two things. First of all, if we don't bring the rubbish to school in the first place, then it doesn't get spread around. If we don't have lots of rubbish on our canteen items, then that helps as well. But I think most of all, it's about each person taking responsibility for their rubbish, but also taking responsibility for the stuff that's just out there. Sometimes it's the crows who pick away at the bins and pull rubbish out. And I get annoyed when people just walk past rubbish and leave it on the ground. It doesn't take that much effort just to pick it up, pop it in the bin. If everyone did their little bit to help, the whole job would be much smaller, wouldn't it?
Yes, I agree. So, do you have any extra comments on this topic?
Well, we've been trying to get the school and the community interested in environmental issues for quite some time now, and it's very difficult because people are busy in their lives and they have other things to think about. But it seems like it's being raised as a real priority, and you girls have been doing some great work to raise that in the minds of our community. And if we can get a whole community effort around sustainability and rubbish and waste disposal, I reckon we'll get somewhere. What do you think?
Yes, I agree. And that's the segment in Mr. Lacey's office in LPS. Thanks for watching. Bye.
I'm live with Mr. Sharp, and we'll be interviewing him. So, Mr. Sharp, what do you think about the litter in the yard?
Well, I always like it when there is not much around. When there's lots around, it makes me a bit sad and a little bit upset because, well, really, we want litter to be in one spot, and that's in the rubbish bin.
Yeah. So, what do you think the students can do to prevent this?
Some options, I think, and really reflecting back on 2020, I reckon I've learned different ways of how to operate, and some of the things I think students can do is really think about what they bring into school and how they will dispose of it, or whether it can be reused again.
Yeah. So do you have any extra comments on this topic?
I just think we all should be doing our part for the environment and making sure that we really think about what we do and what our footprint is across not only here at school, but across what we do at home and around the world.
Yeah, okay. So thank you, Mr. Sharp, for your time. That's the segment.
Hello everyone, I'm here live today with Mrs. Smith. Hi Mrs. Smith, I see you have Nude Food here today. Why is that?
I do. I've got my homemade salad that I've bought in and my apple. And I've bought Nude Food in because I find that if I use Nude Food, I usually prepare it and it's much fresher and more nutritious to have. And I think Nude Food's is better for our environment. And it also saves us having so much rubbish in the school, which in the end goes to landfill. And the less we can do that, the better.
Do you have any other comments, Miss Smith?
Just that I'm really excited about the new sustainability project that you guys are incorporating into the school, and I'm looking forward to seeing how that goes.
Okay, thank you everyone for listening, and bye.
Bye.
And thanks, Miss House, for that news report. Finally, to make sure all these things happen, we are going to have sustainability officers in every grade. They will be the officer for the term and will be trained and then responsible for
turning off lights, shutting doors, checking the correct rubbish goes in the correct bin, checking for Nude Food, each snack and lunch, and marking it on the Nude Food,
chat in your classroom.
Meetings with the other team members to discuss plans and issues, educate the rest of the grade.
And there will be one officer per grade, per term, and they will get a badge. And this is the end of the news report.